just looking at it, it's so sharp. You gotta be careful. How's my knife coming? Is it?
A flexi blade, just like this one.
I like flex. Yeah,
Look how
nice.
much that.
Yeah. How long is it? What is that? A 2-inch blade? Inch and a
And then
half.
yours, I made. Yeah,
They look nice. Two. Oh, really? I wonder if I can bring this up on a. We're on my
Perry the
channel.
carving wizard.
There's Perry. What's up, Perry? I'm trying to see if I can get my live to come up here. Here we go. See if I can actually get it on the computer.
Much.
Why can't I get it on my computer here? Oh, here we go. There we are. So Perry's in the house. Perry, you ready to do some carving? I know you brought your stuff. Been practicing those hectares. Everybody hear me okay? Should I blow my thing up here so people can see?
Perry's more than one person now.
Perry's gonna. That's because Perry has a presence. He has the presence of 100 people. That's okay. I'll carve with just Perry. I don't care. I like Perry. Yeah, I don't know who's gonna show up. Uh, they're used to us being all over.
I
We're
don't
too
think
all
he.
over. We're too all over with these lives. We're at your carving on your channel, carving on my channel, carving on Perry's channel. I haven't posted anything all week except a lot. I'm working on other stuff, so we can wait a little bit.
Kevin's making money, extra money being a kung fu street fighter of Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Hey, back in the day, maybe.
He's out on the corner selling turkey nuggets.
You're the one over there carving chickens. You should be carving turkeys. All the turkey
Geordie,
action we had here.
I carved the Geordie with an egg, and there's his pet chicken.
Who laid the egg, Geordie or the chicken? Oh, that's a good Geordie. That looks just like him. Rob carves people he knows. There's Geordie.
You ever see? You ever see my Geordie bobblehead?
Yeah, I I was watching that one day. Well, I had to rewatch it, but I remember you were live and you were showing Geordie. I think he was flipping the bird off or something in the carving, and somebody got all offended or something. I remember that, but I saw it then. What's up, Geordie? Yeah, it happens. Gotta watch what you show when you're on YouTube.
I don't care.
I might test. I just sharpened my chip carving blade, and I wonder if I could pull off a hector with just that.
Carving wizard's knife here.
Oh, you finished your gazebo, Geordie. I'm gonna have to go to your channel. I haven't been on anyone's channel, man. I've just been doing my thing. you know, between the garden and my my son's doing all
Kung
kinds
Fu
of stuff with
street
me.
fighting.
Kung Fu street fighting. Yeah, I'm setting up a whole new channel with uh with a lot of fighting, Rob.
You're setting up a whole new channel and you don't got time for this channel.
No, I got time for this channel. I'm still here. I'm here for our Wednesday night. I'm still gonna be doing stuff. We're gonna enhance our hectares today. We're gonna go from hectares to Harold's. If we can get a couple more people in, I'm just kind of waiting. I'm actually in my shop, Jordy. Why is there? Can you hear me okay? Do you hear the wind of my fan? I was asking Rob that, but Rob told me it didn't sound bad. Yeah, I got my fan blowing on me. It's too friggin' hot, man. And tomorrow's gonna be 90s. When the mic sounds like it's outside, it might be mine. It could be because I have my fan blowing on my phone and me. Otherwise, I'd be sweating bullets right now. As long as you can hear me, if it's a little metallic, I don't know how to stop that. Unless I put a muffler on my phone somehow. Is it messing up my
All
voice,
you need
Jordan?
them furry.
Yeah, but I don't have a mic. I guess it's
Set it
just
to
the mic from my phone. I don't have a mic hooked up for the live.
uh,
Instead of turkey on it. But I might,
all you're
I don't know.
hearing is the noise cancellation.
Is that what it is? So did Perry ever,
Beck,
it's
go
trying,
ahead.
it's trying to block all the noise, yeah. I was wondering if Perry was there with his knife. I know. Last time we did a live, we had all kinds of people come in. This time, I have no idea. Might just be us. It's up and down. You never know. I don't know what the hell happened in the last live. It went like there was like 3,500 people that watched that video, and I've done others that have only had 12 people less. So I don't know. You got your block and knife, Perry. Good. Jordy, you got a knife? You been carving these? I know you like the Dremel, but all the details and stuff that we put on them, though, could be beneficial. I'm sure. You never know what you're gonna pick up. You never know what you're gonna throw down. Matter of fact, I was sharpening knives today, and I found my files and sharpened those. See, I think these are the ones that you got, Jordy. Yeah, but this is like a regular file detail knife. I still don't like it. This is a regular file. This is my chip carving knife. It's more of a hook, and I got a small chip carving knife. Your average chip carving knife looks like this. Oops, can you see that? That's a chip carver. The hook. So yeah, bigger ones and little ones. But you can carve with them. I'm gonna try and do this one. I like the corners you can put on with a chip carving knife. But these files, man, I very rarely use. I don't like the handles. I like the long blade on this one, but I don't like the handles. They don't feel too controlled.
Oh no! I cut right through my chicken's foot.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna yak too much. Hold on. If nobody's here, we'll just carve a hectare and they can watch it later. I'm gonna start right off the bat with my hectare rub. Same way I always do. Oh, this will work kind of
Hold
cool.
on.
You don't have any wood? Oh,
It just ain't on my table.
I kind of like
I
this.
guess I'm
Huh.
ill prepared.
Got that, and I got my detail knife. I think I'm going to use. That's going to be my first starting point, as always. So I'll wait for you, Rob. I'm just playing with this chip carving knife. I wonder if I could do a whole carving with it. I never tried.
A little Hector.
But see, the whole idea, we've been doing these hectares, with the just doing the eyebrows and shit and getting some character lines in them. But the idea is to take them to the next level, and you end up with them looking more realistic. So once you cut a hectare like this, see how you get your eyebrows and you practice your mouths and stuff, but then you start taking the forehead and putting that in and getting some hair and some extra detail and stuff around the eyes. And then you start giving them eyelids, and that would be a Harold. That's what we're going to call a Harold. And then the next stage, after you can get all that detail, you're pretty much making a wood spirit. Once you get the eyes and everything in and a couple more little polish ups after this phase, you have a Henry, and that's a full-fledged wood spirit. So that's the way, the progression of a Hector. You go from Hector to just learning mouths and just doing eyes and crap, you know, making expressions, and then you start getting them a little bit more and more detailed. Just basic Hectors. You learn faces, and then you go to more and more serious stuff like this. And once you get him all finished and you learn as much detail as you can put in, you end up with a Henry, which is a full-fledged wood spirit, basically. So that's the way a Hector progresses in my head, anyway. I guess that's the way I'm going to set it up, so then people can kind of go in stages, anyway. If you're a beginner, learn a Hector. That teaches you your basics, and then you go to a Harold, and then you're pretty much got it made, to do a full-fledged wood spirit, which I guess we'll call Henry. So today we're going to take it from there. So did you get this carved in yet, Rob? Perry's got his blade and everything. You got your little stuff going? Your little notch? All right. I'm going to come over here to the side and do the same thing. It's going to be at this type of angle. All right. Take my chip out there. Yeah, I want to get on the sides here. I want to get it a little bit deeper, and that'll start making the saddle of that nose pop out a little bit, and it's giving you kind of a corner for your eyes. I don't know if I'm gonna like doing it with a chip carving knife, but yeah, see, really can't get in. It gets it deep though. So I'm just getting to that point. Amy Joe, that's okay. Enjoy your grandson. You can always rewatch later. Amy, how are you? We're just making another face.
We don't call her Amy Joe. She's the Terminator.
She's the Terminator.
Yeah,
What's she
she's
terminate?
killed more. Killed more bugs in Colorado than 20 anteaters.
The bugs really popping out nowadays.
I think her and her husband have a road extermination company.
Ah, I did that for a while. That's crazy. Go in people's apartments and you spray that stuff in the. I almost had a conniption the first time I sprayed someone's apartment. It was an apartment complex, and in the cabinets, the guy showing me, "Yeah, you spray in here." Holy crap! The cockroaches come running out. They were everywhere. They just started swarming. I was like, you wouldn't even know they were there. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take all this stuff home with me. Probably it was crazy. I was like, I don't know how long I'm gonna do this. It's kind of skeevy. I did do it for like I don't know 6 months, and I was like, okay, that's not for me though. But yeah, go get him,
The
Amy.
Kung Fu Exterminator.
I did do. Oh, what was I gonna say? Talking about the darn bugs. But it's it's hot here too, Amy. I got my fan on. Is my voice weird? Jordy said it sounds like I'm outside. I got a fan blowing on me. You all set, Perry? You got your little corners cut in? And it'll go right to the top and take his forehead off. See, I picked up my detail knife already. I said
Kevin's cheating.
I was doing it with this knife. Huh? It's just in front of me. I got like 12 knives in front of me. A little weird sound.
Definitely not as bad as it could be.
Yeah, you can understand me. I mean, I can shut off my fan if it becomes a problem. All right, I'm
Oh,
going
it's
right
a
down.
problem.
Going right down to my nose, Rob.
How many feet are you making that nose? Oh, you're going short nose this time.
Not really short. I'm telling you, it's always about an inch, or maybe not even this one. But all right, you know what? Where's my thing? I literally have to prove. When I say I go down about an inch on a hectare from the tip of the eyebrow, how long is that, Rob?
I don't know. You're
1 inch. Yeah, look at that. All right, it's an inch and an eighth. No, right there. I just
well.
can't
Okay,
get.
I'll take your word. Normally put them in. It looks like it was
Yeah, I mean,
a little short.
but what would about an inch be? You know, this one is shorter though, but I can make it longer. Yeah, this one right here, I'm not even at an inch, so I just make this one a little shorter. Probably because I'm under my
See,
phone and I can't see. Well, I'm under my phone. I
see, I
can't.
told you it was a little short.
Under, I'm carving, looking under my phone. So
So am I.
okay, got my nose.
Kevin's inches, three angles are killing me over here.
You guys, and you're having to measure. You know,
I'm sorry.
you know how men
This
are.
things are supposed to be accurate.
You know how men are. If I say it's an inch, it's probably a lot shorter, Rob. Not longer.
Yeah. Kevin's wife Bing, he taught her American Standard, and because she's used to metrics, and now she thinks an inch is 5 inches long.
Yeah, that's right. She thinks it's bigger than that. Trust me. You know, girls talk.
Kevin have 25-inch penis.
Did you cut your forehead in? Not really a
Yeah.
forehead yet, but yeah, take some of that off the top.
Say Bing, if Kevin had a 20-inch one, he wouldn't be living with you. He'd be making movies in Hollywood.
Yeah, I would.
Old horn dog.
Now, up at the top here, I might try something different. Ooh, I got this chip carving. I'm going to round this off for a minute. Watch how I put these eyebrows in, Rob. I want to see how this chip carving knife works. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to just score my eyebrow in. I'm going to give him the same basic Hector eyebrow, but I'm just going to fan it out like that. And then I'm going to carve it out. Let me stay in the camera for this. Since I got such a hook on this knife. Ooh, I like that. Whole different way to do my eyebrow. Look at that.
I still like the V tool.
Well, you could do the V tool. You could do everything. Yeah. Everything that we've done. There's just always, like I said, nothing's ever in stone. I'm just going to make sure that I keep that separated from the other eyebrow with my little triangle I always make here. You know, and then I'm gonna do the other one. I'm gonna just score it whatever shape I want that eyebrow. I'm gonna look actually. Bring that one down like that. Carve it across. Making a carving with a chip carving knife. Not designed to do this, really. It's the challenge.
It,
Yeah. Basically, I want to see if I sharpened it enough for such things. Because this is meant to cut corners, not do what I'm doing with it. All thick
supposed to
blade.
cut chips, man.
Yep. And I'm going to cut a hectare out with it. So that's how I'm doing my eyebrows today, just for the hectare of it. And I'm going to take my top off. I can even go around from the top.
Don't take. Nobody wants to see your old man boobs.
Hey, I don't have man boobs yet, Rob.
Oh no, he's got women boobs.
Yep. I don't need a bra yet. Be like,
Don't need a man's ear.
yeah, there. When I do, we'll call it the bro. It'll be a bro, not a bra.
The bro.
There you go. That's how I'm doing
You
my
carry one
eyebrows.
of the Kevin
A purse. What's that? A man purse?
man purse. Yeah,
Man bag. Now I'm
yeah.
gonna
They
just
used to have
roll
more
this up.
professional names for them back in the day. Briefcase.
Yeah, we have nothing. Women get everything. It ain't fair. I'm just gonna take that down above. I want these eyebrows to stick out, so I'm rolling my knife right above them.
Well, if you're Scottish, you could wear your dress.
My kilt. It might just be us carving in this live today, guys. Which is fine with me.
Is that where that saying came in court?
What?
Kilty.
That's the same.
He went into the tavern and he was wearing his kilt. And when he come out, he was not wearing his kilt. So was it kilt?
I'm there at the moment. Guilty. My voice, I don't know what it sounds like because I can't hear. So I'm hoping it's not bad.
I am Iron Man. Oh, you took the nose back already?
No, I'm pushing it up under the eyebrows here. Right here, I'm going over to the nose though, and I'm coming up. I'm making me two lines, just like that.
Now, is this just going to be a Hector or is it going to be the beginning of a Henry with eyes?
Oh, it depends. We should probably do that, Henry, when there's lots of people. We'll just carve something. I don't know if there's not going to be a lot of people here. Might want to wait to explain the whole Henry theory, or Harold. I mean, you know what, too, Rob?
I
If you
thought you
want to,
said,
I was going to, but if there's not a lot of people here, they'll miss it. I'm going to take my gouge right off the corner here. If you don't want to break those noses and put them in with your gouge, bring your gouge up right from the side over here. See that where I'm going?
yeah, I think I got to go a lot deeper for my nose.
You can do it with your gouge like that. And then when you actually go to put your nostrils and everything in, after you clear that all out and clean it up, you won't break your noses off. And make sure you take those sharp corners off. You can go as deep as you want. I'm just
I didn't go wide
Taking
enough
my time.
when I cut my little notch in. I didn't go wide enough.
You can make it wider. Actually, I just did away with the notches by what I just did. I could use my gouge now if I want to put that nose in, but it's okay. You could do it either way. And turn it over and push this up. Keep all that clean. We can kind of do a Henry anyway, or a Harold. I guess I should call the second stage Henry. Harold would be the finished one, since that's what I naturally say. But a Harold, then, if he's going to be finished and he's a Harold, that would be just a fledged wood spirit, you know? And Henry would be a little bit more than a Hector. He has more detail, all that stuff. Yeah, on these, you guys will start realizing the more of these you carve with me, the more you're going to start going, I should make my nose 2 inches longer. Because when you start putting the detail in and stuff, you say, wow, I needed room to put that eye bag in. I wanted to get that smile line better, and you end up with a shorter and shorter nose the more stuff we start doing. So you give yourself enough room. You could always raise his eyebrows too, though. So that's what I got so far, Perry.
Okay, gouge.
You want me to wait for you to do your gougey thing, Rob?
You're just gonna come right up at the corner of the nose straight up, right?
Well, the thing is, when you go to the corners of your nose here, remember we put these lines? We're going to cut the
Right.
nose out. If you're going to use your knife, you can cut your nose out by doing that. But if you're going to use your gouge to do your nose, you go right to the corner of your nose and you gouge right into it and make it clean so it blends into the face real good there. And you do the same over here, and you can bring that all the way up and into the eye, and even establish your saddle at the top by making it smaller, at the top. But the idea is to get right on those corners. You kind of take that corner off and take that corner off. Then when you go to push this in, there's none of that breakage and all that, like when you were doing it before. That's a way to solve that problem I wanted to show you. And you just clean up your stuff. So I let you guys catch up. Because everybody tells me, oh, you go too fast. I don't know what to do. I I need my
I
band-aids and I'm gonna whine because my name's just Carve Rob and your
oh,
knife
I know
is
what to. I've got rewind on mine.
there you go. But yeah, if you do that, I might actually go to my gouge and give him a nose with my gouge today. We've been doing them with the knife. Nobody loves me today, Rob. I don't think we have anybody here. I see Perry. I don't even know if Amy Jo is still here. I know she's busy.
Yeah, you're in nowhere land when Baby Kisses doesn't show up.
Yeah, I mean there might be a game. Who knows? Like I say, we carve either way. I'd be sitting here doing it anyway. I've been sitting here at night at 2 in the morning going, I wonder if I should go live just for the hell of it, see if anybody's out there maybe in UK land or something because I'm up doing nothing. I'm carving anyway. But yeah, the idea, we'll try to take him down to like this level today. What do you think? You like that guy? It's just all done with the knife.
Hey, he's pretty neat.
What am I going to do with all these Hectors, Rob? I sent you a video. There's like 12 of them on my desk. I had to move a bunch of them. And the thing is, with all
Time
those
to go
12,
to.
you carved the other side. If you flip them over, every one of those 12 had a whole other face on the other side. It was crazy. It's like, and I got a whole box of them. I don't know what to do with them
The flea market.
now. I guess people buy faces for a couple bucks, I guess.
Throw them on eBay.
Ah, eBay's a waste of time throwing hectares on. I'm gonna get no big money for it. Spend more money shipping. I might as well ship to Mark Anthony. All right,
Right.
all right. So now we did that. We can go with our nose, or we can come back up here and mess with his eyes. I'm gonna just gouge out just a little bit with my detail knife tip. I want that to get close. Get some shadow in there just by doing a little rolling cut in the corners there. This would be that flexi blade would be good for that, Rob.
Yeah. Getting into doing a roll. Yeah.
Yep. And when you do that, you start getting that nice little shadow underneath there, and it starts deepening in here by the corners of that nose, and it takes that nose down at the saddle, which is really what we're going for. Making the nose thinner at the top, you know. And we can angle our nostrils and do all that. I think I'm gonna do this one with the gouge today, though. I can always trim it down with my knife later, anyway. You get anybody watch your video there, Perry? I haven't even checked. I wonder how to show it. I would have liked to have shown it on my channel. Did they allow that? Is that what they say? Collaboration. I guess you can show your collaboration on your channel. Maybe I don't know. I should put it on mine. A lot of my subs come and go, and they're like all doing stuff, and they watch stuff later. So I say, if they show up, you can have a pretty good live. But if they're all busy, they'll watch it later. Yeah, that link. So I'm allowed to put that link on my channel then. I didn't know that because you know how YouTube is. Hey, there's Tarek. What's up, Tarek?
Tarek took his daughter out to dinner. She's came back from Australia.
Nice. I would have went. My hat's from Australia. I had to wait for a while to get it, but it's worth it. Now I got a brand new hat. My last one lasted 20 something years. I had to retire it. Yep.
And it was made from a kangaroo pouch.
It was kangaroo skin. Yep. 100% kangaroo skin. I love my kangaroo hats from down under. Yep. Kabuto is my hat. You ever hear of them, Tarek? Get a nice Kabuto hat. You got yourself a hat, buddy. That thing will outlast you probably. All right, so this is where we're at with our Hector. Let's round this off a little bit. Underneath the nose, keeping it clean, rounding it over. And we'll progress our wood spirit techniques a little bit today. Showing you once you have those eyebrows and stuff, how to get them a little bit more detail. Up in here, I'm going to take a little bit more out with my gouge on the side here. I want to push it up into those hollows that I made. Get some shadow and some definition there. I can't see. I'm going to come over here and again try to clean it up. Just make sure you leave enough room to put that wing of your nose in. Whenever you're over here on the side, everything else can just push right up under that eyebrow, but you definitely want to leave room for this wings of your nose. I usually take a medium. You know what's weird, Tarek, is I had my first one said large on it, but then I was trying to get other hats. I bought 3 or 4 hats. I gave them all away because they weren't Kabutos, and when I get them, uh, the the last one I got is a medium, but it seems a little big, and I don't want to get a small. I'm glad I didn't get a large though, but my first one said large on it. I actually retired it. Yeah, I have it hanging up here. But yeah, that one said large, but it fit me, and it's a lot smaller than the one I have now, which says medium, which is weird. I was like, I don't know if they changed the size or what.
They're not talking about your size. They're talking about the size of the kangaroo pouch.
Well, they're talking about head size. I mean, I'm not that big of a guy. I don't have this extra large head. When I was younger, I had a lot of hair. Probably could have fit a
Oh,
large with
that
that sponge head I had.
that that's probably it's right. That's it right there.
Hey, back in the '90s, I had long, curly, like Afro type hair almost, but it was long. I was a hippie. Can't pick that crap out there. Yep.
That explains.
I'm going super slow, just picking so you guys can all one of yous catch up. All right. Once I get over here, I can put my nose in. You can start putting your nostrils in with your knife like we've done, or you could try to use this. A good rule of thumb is sometimes maybe do your nostrils first, even as long as you have room, and then put the wing of your nose in. But I'd make sure everything is rounded off. Make sure it's going back into the side of the face there. You can angle it up a little bit if you want. I just wing it and troubleshoot it. I wonder if I want to do my nostril first. I'm gonna push this in. I'm gonna come over here to this side, push it in and see how bad that's gonna look. And I'll wing it. If I don't like it, I'll just cut it off and do it again. It seems like it'll be okay. Now you can put your nose in with your knife, or you can do it like this. I'm just lazy, so I'm using my gouge, and then I'll take my knife and adjust everything. Come over here to the side, cut out that smile line a little bit so I can go around that nostril so I don't lose it. And then I'll take that chip out. If you guys are more comfortable using your knife, that's what you do. 'Cause either way, you'll be cleaning stuff. Especially when I have it held away from me, I always end up cleaning up my nose no matter how I do it because it's just not close to me the way I need it, the way I'm used to carving anyway. But before you do anything, definitely recut your nose in with your knife, so you don't lose it before you pop this chip out here. You know, I just do that with like a seesaw cut, I call it. I just go around it like that, and then whatever you take off, you already cut around it, so it's real easy to just get that stuff out without breaking your nose. No matter how much you got to clean up, your nose is still there. You can just pick that other stuff off. Uh-oh, we have crackage. crack right here. Oh, that's where I put my cut before. And then I decided to go with the nose. That's what that is. I was going to say, I don't know how I broke that. I wasn't even near that. That's the crack. Remember, I first was going to do it like with the knife, and I put those two cuts in. Then I switched to the gaps. That probably wasn't a good idea. I have a socket going right through my nostril there. Anyway, there's my nose. Should be half on, half off the face. He's got a nice little bulbous schnoz. These short nose, how much room under those eyes with that type of eyebrow? I might have to raise those, or I can keep that look. Grandpa Tricky. What's up, Grandpa? Oh, there's baby kisses.
Had Kevin all worried.
I don't worry about nothing. I'm worried about just not cutting myself. Sorry about my voice. I got my fan blowing on me. They're telling me I sound all metallic and stuff. That's my Iron Man voice, Rob.
I was just thinking that.
I was out fighting crime before carving hectares. Just basically carve yourself a hectare first, baby kisses, if you're coming in late. Because what we're going to do is we're going to expand on hectare. I was telling these guys in the beginning, you make your first, there's a progression to a hectare. There's a method to the madness. What we do is we make a hectare, which is just eyebrows, and you learn the expressive lines and everything. Not really too much detail, you know. Well, there's a lot of detail, but you learn this detail by just doing eyebrows, your nose, you learn different mouths and everything. And then once you start progressing from that, you end up with more of what we call a Henry. And Henry's going to be a little more detailed. Henry, see here, he's starting to get eyelids. Henry's got a forehead, you know. Henry's got a little more detail with eye bags and stuff. Once you graduate from doing a Henry, you just put your eyes in, you got all the detail and everything. Then you're carving a Harold.
Henry has a full-time job.
Yeah. When you get eyes and everything, you're carving a full-fledged wood spirit, which would be what we call Harold. So you go from Hector to Henry to Harold. But the idea today is to get more of a Henry. A little more detail, start to put eyelids in, and basically forehead. And that's plus a little more detail under the eyes. I'll show you guys how to dress it up a little bit more than, you know, just like your plain old Hector here. Even if you give Hector a smile, he still just has just eyebrows, nothing fancy, really. So we're at the Hector stage right now, but that's the way these things progress. That way everybody has kind of a formula. That's what I'm trying to come up with for everyone. If you can come up with a Hector and get that, it's easy to graduate to a Henry, and after that, boom, you got a Harold. If you got a Harold, you got a wood spirit. Eyeballs and all. So that's the idea. All right, is everybody ready? You got your knives, baby kisses? You got your knives too, Tarek? Carving along? Yeah, this would probably be a good little wood carving course for beginners. You know, we could put it all together. I should actually do a bunch of videos just explaining the process. In each one, there's a little phase that you go through until you can carve a whole wood spirit. You know, do it in 3 phases. Baby Kisses is ready. Are you at this point with us? A Henrietta? We can make a Henrietta. The idea is you start doing, you know, you do little faces like this. That's a Hector. He doesn't really have eyes, but you give him expression with eyes. And you learn different mouths and different, you know, ways to give him an expression without eyes. And once you can do all that, then it's real easy to start carving wood spirits. Here's other examples that we've done. You know, see little expressions, Grandpa. And that way you can make all these little expressive faces, which makes carving a face or a wood spirit a lot of fun. See? They're all different. And if you turn them around, you get different ones. But this is what we're going for today, something more like this. And after that, the stage. But the difference between Henry and a Hector, big difference. See the difference? I mean, he's got a lot of character lines, but he doesn't really have. I mean, actually, they do. This guy has some eyes, messing around with eyes. You know, different lips. But basically, you're going for this stuff with Hector, getting him as expressive as you can without putting eyes in, and then moving on from there. Here's another one. They're everywhere. They're fun. Basic Hector. There's a Hector. Yep. And once you start making these faces, then your whole world opens up to carving. Whether you're knife carving, I don't care if you're doing it with a Dremel, you're doing it with knives, chainsaw, whatever you're doing, you can apply this to everything. You know. Ow! That didn't hit me. That just fell on the floor, but it scared me a little. Okay. See, Rob's going nuts, and Rob's putting eyes in his, and he's coming up with Henry's. All right, now we're at this stage. If you round this off, we're just going to give him a basic mustache, just to keep everything simple. So I like to take a lot of this corner off here, round everything over. Not really making a mouth barrel, but you kind of are. All right. And you can draw whatever kind of mustache you want in. You can do this at any face, too, once you have your nose in. So I'm going to take my mustache down here. Just going to give him a droopy one like this. See if I like it. Something like that. Try to make it even. I'll probably go like around there. Give him a big fat one. So draw your mustaches on, guys. Nose looks good, Rob. Yeah, I noticed that wood looks nice too. It's a lot better than a piece of crap I'm working with. Yeah, Heineke. I know. Hey, when you send me my knife, you can send me a piece of that Heineke. I'll send you a couple hectares you can paint. I'd like to try. I got
Are
to
you
get.
kidding? I was thinking about sending you all my hectares to paint.
They're piling up.
Tell me about it.
Oh yeah, we've done handlebar mustaches. I've done twisty ones. I've done little freaking German mustaches. No mustaches, just goatees. All kinds of faces. Sometimes I'll give them just a beard, a little bit of hair on the beard, and no mustache. You want to do a big handlebar mustache that extends out past, you can cut that with the bandsaw. You know, take the corners off your wood and draw your mustache past it, and then do it like that. Makes it easy to carve, easier. Now, a lot of times, if I want to get this, if I want this mustache to stand out even better, I'm going to take my gouge. All right, I'm using a number 5 here. Don't mind the shadow. I got my fan on, and I have a light blowing over top of me. Come right up here to your smile line. All right, wear a glove, guys. Especially if you can't control your gouge. I'm going to take some of that wood out here. I'll redraw my mustache in. But if I want that to stand out, make the mustache a little bit nicer, I'll do that and then redraw my mustache in. All right, this will raise the center here, and then the mustache will come out nicer.
There, my carving is now protected.
Protected from what? Amy Joe's bugs?
The knife is.
Oh. So you can gouge out on the sides here, coming right off those smile lines. and then you can redraw your mustache. There's another way to make that stand out a little bit more. All right. Any wood you take out is going to raise whatever other wood, to the inside here. Now you can you can do this with your knife or your V tool. By the way, I'm going to cut my mustache out. I'm just going to follow that line around. Just to get him started. I'm going straight across with this guy's mustache. Just like that. And just cut it out. Doesn't have to be perfect. We can always just take the wood out more. There, I'll go down to there. Now he's even got a mouth started almost. All right. And instead of taking all this out to do a beard and everything, I'll give him a lip. But first I'm going to angle this back at the top a little bit, which is undercutting that mustache too. All right. I'm just going to angle it back, pushing it up and under that mustache. But at the top, so it starts forming that lip. And then we'll take our gouge and we'll clean that up and give him a nice little look on the bottom here. See how it's kind of just giving him that look that he's about to get. A whole other lip here. Well, we're about to put his lip in. So just clean that up, cut around, get some of that bottom wood off, exposing your mustache. Take it up to your stop cut. If you have to make a stop cut, do it. If your V tool wasn't deep enough, you can always just make a stop cut. And you can shave your marker line off too. So take your time. I'm just cleaning my marker line off here. Trying to get everything to blend together. Yeah, it's been hot here this week, man. Tomorrow's going to be 90 something. That's not good. I don't know what lives are going to be like when it's July and August and it's 100 degrees in my shop. Might have to do them outside in the evening or something. I don't know.
Air conditioning.
Yeah, I want to put an air conditioner in my shop. Unfortunately, I don't have it set up for air conditioning yet. After the flood, I'm probably going to have to run some different electric for that. I think I probably popped my breakers. So I'm just cleaning everything up.
I bought a hammock today.
Ooh, that's going to make you want to be lazy. Were you going to put it in the backyard
Already
near your
am.
car? You already are. It's okay. You're allowed to be Rob. You're making knives today.
Yeah,
You're still staying busy.
we didn't get too far with that.
No.
Like you said, it was hotter than stink here today, and
Welcome, Kilgore. Yeah, we carve live every week on Wednesdays. Gotta have to get yourself a nice little carving knife if you don't have one. You can always get yourself a nice little flex cut detail knife and a little set of gouges or something, and you can carve along with us. But we do teach you a lot of stuff with just a knife if you get just a knife. We'll have to do the next one, Rob. Everything with the knife, even beard hair and stuff. That's another good lesson. That way,
Yep.
if you only got a knife, you can do everything with your knife. You don't have to. I mean, for years, just my knife. I didn't have
I do
gouges and
plenty
everything.
of carvings
Just a knife, right?
out in the woods.
Yep.
Just a knife.
I can't tell you how many times I sat fishing when they weren't biting, grabbed a stick and just started whittling. Matter of fact, when you do learn to use the gouges, let me show you how cool that is. Though we're going to take this number 5 again, right? And we're going to come under here, and I'm just going to wing it. I'm not even going to draw what I want. I'm just going to kind of roll that gouge across, kind of keep the shape of the way his mustache is going, and just kind of give myself that little ridge there, taking wood out from underneath, following the way the mustache goes, just to give him that expression of that kind of saddened. He's, he could be sad, he could be grumpy. Excuse me. You could use this expression for anything, but giving him that type of lip, and then we'll take this little wedge here off. I can use my rough out knife even, Rob. All my knives are sharpened today, Rob. Doesn't matter what knife I use. I'm gonna take the wood out underneath it, and I'm gonna round this corner off. And you just take your time, blend everything together. At the top, don't dig too much because then you'll end up opening up a can of worms. You just want to give it some light scrapes. See, I even use my gouge here just real lightly just to take off any wood that I don't find is working for me there. And you can always hit that with a little bit of sandpaper or emery or, I do have a piece of 220 I usually use too, just to smooth things over like that just a little bit. Not that I have to too much, but now it's got a lip. And if you are new and you're using a knife, you ever use sandpaper, always get a brush and brush that out. You don't want that stuff hitting your carving tools because it will dull them in a second and you'll be stropping away. So now he's got a lip and an expression. Yep, makes a big difference. Just that little bit of a look. Another thing that's going to make a big difference is when we cut the face in, and then when we put the forehead and stuff in, you'll see him start coming to life. He'll go from a Hector to a Henry. All right. Now, anyone need more time on making their lip? Give me no lip, Rob, or give me some lip,
I'm still
Rob.
working on I'm working on the mustache
Really? Why are you working on the mustache?
because I got up into my nose and I had
Okay.
to stop and go back, and
Oh, I see.
I got too far up into my nose when I was scooping.
I'm still messing with your nose. I blasted through the nose and just moved on. I can put it down for a minute. Wait a minute. I'll find something to do.
Well, that's what happens when you blow through your nose.
I gotta light my backwoods cigar. I chew on those things when I carve. So that's my Hector so far. I'll give everybody time. What made a difference for you, Amy Jo? Yeah, Amy Jo. Baby kisses. What? Putting the lip in? You mean that little lip gives him a whole different look, eh? Yep. Yeah, the mouth. That's what you learn when you carve these things. If you just do the mouth just a little bit different, you got a whole different carving. If you do the eyebrows and shape them just a little bit different, whole different carving. Yep. If you give them character lines just a little bit different, you get a whole different expression. That. And like I said, you go through. Those are the things that make a wood spirit to me. You know, and that's what I've done all these years. Worked on trying to get different looks by using different lines, different mouths, shaping an eyebrow different. You know, once you get the basics down, it's like, okay, now what else can I do? Because I'm getting kind of bored carving the same thing. People used to tell me all the time. I said that in a lot of my videos. I was young. People go, oh, they loved it. Oh, wow, I like that wood spirit. I like that. Why do you always make the same guy? And I'd be like, you know what? You're right. I got to find a way to make a different guy. Yeah, it's not even a guy, the same guy. It was a wood spirit. That's what I was doing. So it was time to dress them up a little bit, and that's where Hector came from. Even Rob, he's been carving a lot of years, but I showed him this Hector. He's like, why didn't you show me that 7 years ago? I was like, what do you mean? Yeah, I always taught the same techniques, but I guess you got to slow down and really explain it, and that's why I said I'm going to put it together like this. When you start learning little different things, it makes it even more fun, though, doesn't it? It's like, wow, I can make this guy look like almost anything. And when you learn it, you can apply it to everything you make. You ready now? Okay. What about
I
Rob?
have.
You ready, Rob?
I
Okay.
still got a mouth.
You want me to wait for you to put a lip in?
Nah, you can go ahead.
You'll catch
I'll
up.
catch up.
Rob will catch up. It's not like I got to explain a mouth to Rob. He can put whatever mouth he wants on. He's been carving long enough. I try not to just talk. I try to at least help if I talk. I hope I am anyway. Thanks, Perry. See, it's helping Perry.
Yep, you're good. Good teacher.
Perry listens to me.
That was his
Thanks,
first
Rob.
mistake.
Yeah. Yeah, don't listen to me. All right. Let's see. What do we want to mess with next? Well, we could do beard hair. Well, we're on the mustache. Let's give him a little bit of detail on the mustache. I'm even going to leave his mustache kind of square just to give him some, my favorite way to do a mustache, Rob. I'm just going to take my V tool. I'm going to make some wedges. Not too far up.
That is a great trick right there. Been using it on everything.
Yeah, it gives him just a kind of cool look. Instead of doing lines all the way up his mustache, which you can do. I mean, he's your Hector. I just like to take some wedges out, run them right down into the mouth, bury them into the wood a little bit, and you got yourself some detail. Yeah, and then if you have to, make a little stop cut and take some wood out from underneath it, get some shadow. That's all. And you got yourself a detail, some detail for his mustache there. Depends on how much you want to give him. Sometimes less is more. You know how that goes. Just enough to keep your expression and show a little bit of detail on that mustache without putting so many lines in it screws up your whole carving and you end up not liking it. You ever do that? I know I have.
I know all about that. Less is more.
Yep.
The less money.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the norm, right? So that's how I'm doing my mustache. Nothing, nothing fancy, but enough detail that it makes me
Says what it
popular. So
is.
it is what it is. Yep. You can make them a little deeper if they're not, shadowy enough for you. But take some wood out at the bottom with your V tool, whatever you like. It's your carving. Have fun with it. And where it sees it needs a little bit of work or cleanup, just give him a little more undercutting or something. You don't have to be fancy to get an expression, that's for sure. You don't have to really do anything that's too too fancy. Even that gouge, coming across to make a lip, it seems like a fancy trick, but it's really not. If you got a gouge, you can do it. Baby Kisses is ready. Now, we have to make him a Henry, don't we? So how are we going to make him a Henry? What can we do different up here? Now, these eyes, I didn't give myself too much room up here. So I'm going to round these off. Not a lot of room up here. But I like his expressive eyebrows. So I'm going to come down here and try and get a little more expression. I'm going back to my gouge. Now, I can show you how to do it with your knife first, all right, if you only have a knife. I'm going to stop cut right here at the corner of his eyebrow here. Make a stop cut. Here's my detail knife. Probably be better. I'm going to poke my knife right in up here just a little bit, and then I'm going to roll cut. I'm going to take a little dent out there. See that? Just like that. You can also do this same trick with your gouge. Okay. That's all. And come over here and do the same thing. I can push my gouge in to do it. I can just scoop. All right. I can use my knife. Any way you want to do it. All right. Take some of that wood out there and get yourself a divot. I just did it with my knife on this side. I did it with the gouge on the other. You can do both. Either or. It doesn't matter. Like I said, everything you do with a knife, you could do with a gouge. Well, not everything. I shouldn't say that. But you know what I mean. You use what you got to get that effect. And they don't even have to be even. Right? It's about getting some shadows in there and giving ourselves some different depths to make our guy, our little character, look a lot different and stand out. If I want to make it even, I'll just work at it until it looks even. Or at least interesting. Symmetry is important, but these guys, sometimes the more off they are a little bit, the more interesting they look, It gives you an expression. Not everybody's face is totally symmetrical all the time. You make a face, one eyebrow goes up, one goes down. Your lips aren't always in the same position, So play with them, and if once he starts looking cool to you, that's when you stop. My cigar went out. From there, I'm going to my V tool because once I do that, I like to put a little detail in that little divot and start giving him some expression with little crow's feet. Just like that. Just going to put a couple lines in there. Sometimes you only need two. Sometimes you want to put more than two. You add another one. Like I said, we're just dressing them up. Curling those eyelids at the bottom up. Coming on the top of the eyelid. Putting one there. Making sure that eyelid keeps getting extended, He doesn't have eyes yet, but he's sure making some kind of face already, isn't he? Yep. Perry's concentrating. Or he's constipated. One or the other.
I smell.
He's constipating over there. He's focused.
I thought I smelled something burning.
I know Tarek, right? Rob's constipated, I think. He's just focused. I told Rob I'm going to show him something new today, so he's actually listening today. Believe it or not, Rob does listen. And he goes, And then he does a video, and I see him, and he's doing it, and he's like, I really like this stuff here. Look at him. He's got a tongue, and oh, that's your lip. Your lip almost looks like a tongue, Rob. You could make him into a
Oh, it
pretty.
could
Yeah, you
it
could make
it
him
could
into a
easily
pretty
become
cool
a tongue.
character. Yep. And it's fun. I could show you guys this step by step. Oh, am I still going too fast, Perry? I'm actually stopping and talking a lot. I'm sorry, but yeah, we could go step by step, and everyone's hector's going to look different. It's so cool. So I sit here and hold it, and I'll turn them now and then and let you see what I got. But that doesn't mean that's what yours has to look like. You might see something in yours and go, "Oh, this is good. I'm gonna run with that." And like Rob does. Rob always starts running, and he goes off the reservation, and he ends up in a whole other world, but he ends up with a cool carving.
As long as it all comes out at the end, dude, I'm
That's
good.
right. That's what it's about. Everyone has a different imagination and a different idea of what they want theirs to look like. So,
And I'm usually
oh, okay.
flying my own spaceship by now anyway.
Flying your own spaceship. Ooh, we should make a Hector alien, Rob.
I'm not a space cadet.
Yeah, this rough out knife's got a nice long blade. Sometimes I just like to use it.
Man, this piece of basswood.
Yeah, they're all different. Baby Kiss is made of chicken short. I guess she meant, where'd the chickens come from all of a sudden? Rob, you
Doug
started.
Linker did a
Oh, is that why everyone's doing chickens? I noticed you did a chicken, somebody else was doing a chicken. I was gonna say somebody started a chicken. Somebody must have made a chicken carving.
chicken farmer. I wanted to make a chicken and a farmer.
Man, you showed me your chicken. Rob sent me his chicken. It came out really cool. And I was like, that's a cool chicken. But I've been having turkeys walk in my shop the past a couple of weeks now, and I was like, why isn't it a turkey? Why'd you carve a chicken? Should have been a damn turkey. How is it now,
There's this
Perry?
chicken.
Did you fix it? Hey, Rob. I'm just waiting for these guys to catch up. I like your lip, Rob. This is the one time you can give me some lip, Rob. See? Same techniques, different hectares.
Grits.
You shouldn't be saying that stuff online, Rob. Behave yourself. I'm gonna come over there
The
and whoop
grits.
you. Jordy was here. Where's Jordy? Jordy's still here? Jordy's always busy.
He's
Baby
probably
Kisses is ready.
he's, he's
Perry's
probably
ready.
putting the hammock up in his.
Yeah. I want to see his gazebo. Jordy makes cool gazebos.
You
And
don't got just one.
I'm gonna fly Jordy down here and say, build me a gazebo, Jordy. I don't have the time. I like your gazebos. I need a carving place. I need a place to get away from everything. Yeah, go build your own gazebo, you short little bastard. He's gonna say. Okay,
Aren't you,
I guess
darling?
Perry's good. Baby Kisses is good. I don't know if Tarek's still here. I don't know. We're just gonna go from there. All right, we got some detail in their eyes. Everybody got their detail they want in their crow's feet. And take my V tool out again. Oh, Tarek's here. Cool. I'm gonna take my V tool. I'm gonna come right up to the eye up here, and I'm gonna push it in right up into that corner. Now he's got a little more expression. Same thing over here. And I don't have a lot of room because I made his nose small. One of the things I tell you guys, that's why I like big noses. I would like to have had more room. But
I
I
like
work
big butts, and I can't
I,
deny.
I work with what I got.
Oh, that's a different. Oh, you're singing a different song. I'm sorry.
You just got butts on the brain now. So that's what I did for his eyes there. He got some more detail up there. But because we got these eyebrows coming down and they're sloped so nice, I'm going to clean them up. And they're like right here. We can probably make an eyelid. Let's see if we can pull one off. I don't know if I got enough space, but I do want to make sure that I have all this stuff. I don't want it chipped or anything when I do it. And we'll show you how to start making Hector more of a Henry. Because a Henry should at least have the start or an insinuation of some eyelids, not just. Now, right here, that's insinuating eyes, right? But eyelids, you could take part of his eyebrow up here and actually make an eyelid by just taking your V tool and giving him just a little bit right out of his eyelid or his eyebrow to get a little bit of an eyelid by taking some of that eyebrow. Can I get that? I can't see when I turn him upside down, but he'll start getting. If you have enough wood, you can get eyelids in there just by using your V tool and taking some of that eyebrow down. I have them in, but you can't really see with my light. You guys see that? He's got eyelids. Okay.
Putting in eyeballs after the fact.
Yeah. Yep. We're just trying to see what one or two cuts does. And since we have all that wood there and we're learning these techniques, like I said, now I can start playing with just a little bit. I have the wood for my eyebrow, so I'm going to use it to make eyelids. And now he's got eyelids. A lot of people I found out when they're carving is what they do is they try to do, when they're trying to do eyes, they end up blending the eyebrow part with the eyelid. Well, they don't blend it, but they don't separate them. And it's kind of hard for them to come up with both. They kind of run into each other. So this is one way that once you have your eyebrow, if you do that, you can form a pretty good eyelid. Then you can form your eye, by making the corners here and you put your bag in and all that. But it's a pretty easy way to start getting eyelids. You ever run into that problem when you're doing eyes and you're like, well, is that eyebrow or is that eyelid or I don't know what I'm doing, and you get all confused. So make your eyebrows first, get the look you want, and then carve some eyelids out of your eyebrow. It's a little simple trick I do a lot of times. Just use some of that eyebrow. We made them big enough. There's plenty of wood there, in other words. Use them. Carve above them, above where you put his eye. But carve right into that eyelid and then swoop it down into those corners that we made real deep here by the side of the nose. And you'll get some pretty decent eyelids, and you can play with your V tool by shaping them. And that's the start of a Hector turning into a Henry because a Hector doesn't have eyelids. He's just got the brow. If that helps anybody. You get what I'm laying down there, Rob?
Oh yeah.
That's okay, baby kids.
Be selling sticks and stone hectares on eBay tomorrow.
You probably got as many as I do. The one thing about these is you start carving them and you just sit down and you're like, I want to carve a Hector. I just want to grab a block of wood and just carve a Hector. They do get
Well,
addicting.
they're they're fun.
Yeah, they are. You know, and you never know what you're going to come up with.
A little bit addictive.
I got a little bit of stuff I want to clean up here. I might want to clean that up if he's a little dug up and recut my eye line there. You know, I should have done the eyelids first actually, and then put the eye line in. But let's see, I'm just taking my
Um,
gouge.
I'm loving this eyelid thing.
You like that? That's your new thing, Rob. I promise you. One of them. Okay.
But wait, that's not all.
That is not all. No, you're right. It is not.
For
Now,
1995, you get these Ginsu knives and this complete set of diamond L earrings.
now, let's make them even more interesting. What do you think, Rob? I'm gonna take my
Always
gouge. I'm gonna
more.
take my gouge again. I'll show you a cool way. We all know we have the wings of our nose here, right? And the lines that we put in for the wings of our nose. Why is my knife handle loose on this flex cut? What did I do? That didn't feel good.
Kevin broke it.
Yeah, my handle's actually loose. I screwed up my nose with that cut, and my whole handle moved. I was like, "What the? That ain't good. You're gonna. Oh man, it's gonna mess up my Hector.
Gonna have to do a head transplant with one of the other
I have to do
Hectors.
something. I got pieces breaking out and everything. The handle moved, and it made a whole cut that I didn't want. And now I got. Oh boy, I'm gonna mess here. Maybe I'll use a different tool. Anyway, I'll clean that up. But anyway, going from the nostril here, right, and over, it's. I might not have enough. I might come down a little bit, like about here, because I got an eye line here. I might take this out. But I'm gonna take my gouge, and I'm gonna scoop some wood out here, giving him kind of a cheek here. I should have done this with a one that I had more wood on, but just another technique to make your Hector have another place for their shadow, okay? And start shaping his face a little bit different by taking some wood out underneath some of those bags. So I usually come like from across the nose here. See this line? All right from the nostril from here over. Let me see. If you can see it really good on this guy. See where his nose is? You see where that bag goes? Comes out of the nose and goes up, out of the nose and up. Trying to form a shadow there. There's all these little ridges and bumps you can make in a face that will make it look so much different than just straight down. You know? So get some of those. See, you can see it here. See how I got a little bit of there's bumps here. There's bumps here. There's pieces of skin, pieces of flesh hanging down. Just all kinds of character in his face just by taking wood out in spots, cleaning up some of it, rounding it off, taking some of that chop out, and then even taking your V tool afterwards and getting a little bit of that shadow to pop out. Okay, really, to me, detailing is the big part of carving that makes your carvings pop. It always was. Once you got a basic, I can run around my V tool here, get some shadow around them eyebrows. I can separate the eyebrows with my V tool. Okay. As my light blows across the top, giving me a strobe effect to the carving. But yeah, now he's got a little bit more character. But these are all little tricks I try to show you guys that I try to incorporate in any carving I'm doing, and it just I don't know. It gives your carving to me. It gives the carving a little bit more, and it makes it a little more interesting. If he gets dug up, don't worry. My way of carving does tend to end up making people need to clean their carvings because I do a lot of funky stuff. But if you have good sharp tools and it's planned ahead, which mine isn't right now, you know, you don't really have those problems. Anybody get anything out of that tip? Don't forget the eyebrow tip. That's
I
one
never
tip.
plan ahead.
Yeah, come out with the best carvings that way sometimes. Up here on the forehead, I'm going to start rolling this back, only to take his eyebrows and make them stick out with a rolling cut here. I want those eyebrows to stick out, giving him a swoop here. Okay. Now I'll let everybody do whatever they're doing. I'm gonna play with my nose for a minute because in my knife here, I gotta look where I made that cut when I was first gonna do that nose. You see that rub? But I'm watching this nose right here is gonna come right off. So I gotta watch, or that's gonna be the end of this video. Because my nose is definitely gonna pop.
The end of his the end of his nose anyway.
Yeah, the end of his nose. So I'm just gonna clean him up a little bit. So what happens when you change plans in the middle of a video? It's really not a good idea, but hey, we still covered giving your Hector some eyebrows you guys could play with. We put a lip on him, made him a little grumpier. I could really make that lip stick out if I want by taking more wood out here. You know, and he looks like he's almost got eyes already. I don't know if you guys can see my eyebrows, but I have eyebrows. You know, in there. Up here, if I want to really start working up here, I would start making. I'll draw for you guys. Let's give him a whole different look by doing this now. Let's see here, maybe. I don't want to make it too big. It's my tip carving knife. I'm gonna put me. I guess we'll do that. A nice big stop cut. I don't even know if I'm in the same stop cut here, but let's cut a little bit of this in. Let's see what he looks like. Chip carving knife, Rob. Sharpened to work like a detail knife almost, but have that hook at the top. So I can get some really deep stop cuts if I need it, you know? Then I'm gonna take all this wood and push it back into that cut. I can get all this stuff out of there. And now he's getting the top cut in. Okay. I should go back to my detail knife after making that cut, but like I said, whatever tool you got, that's what you use. If I just had a knife like this, I'd still do a carving with it. You don't need all kinds of fancy stuff. Sometimes I just grab whatever's closest to me. And now I got a forehead started up there by pushing all the wood up and into that stop cut. Okay. See how it's sloping back now. And I like to take this and really slope, scoop. And then at the top, I would really cut that in, and you would see a lot of shadow up and underneath there. I could keep cutting the top down, 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 till his head is almost rounded, which would give him this type of look. See that head? You know, you can really cut that down and get shadow up and underneath there, and bring the top down, down, down by just cutting up here and keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. And then pretty much you could round his head right off and cut all this top piece off here. And I could make him bald, in other words, and take all this wood on the top off, and he'd be a balding with the beard and everything. So you could play with that too. Okay, depends on how much you want to take it down, you know. I could keep going down and make this really a small head just by. I'm not trying to make an angle. I'm trying to actually dig it back and round it over, really, to make it the top of his head. Because I don't know what I want to do with the top part. You know, like I said, all that I could carve all this off. You know, this whole everything up here. This could all just get carved away, and until I just had forehead there. You know, and that forehead doesn't have to be all the way up here. I could make it come down as far as I want, and round the whole thing over to the back, and it'd be 3D. Just make them bald. You know. So now we're starting to do different things instead of just having a face on a flat piece of wood. I mean, he could turn into a 3D all the way around carving too. You know, when you start turning them into a wood spirit. A little hard to get in this corner without taking that off. And I'll use what I got. If I can't get that in, I'll get my gouge out and clean that. You know. So now Hector's starting to look a little more Henry-ish. So what's going on with the
I have
carvers?
I have
You figured out how I pop my eyes in after I do all this stuff, Rob? I do it different every time, but yeah. See, don't you make him a Harold yet. He can't have eyes, only eyelids. You went from being able to have eyebrows to eyelids too, but you can't put eyeballs in yet. You keep Rob. So we're coming along. I told you he progresses pretty much on his own once you start doing most of this stuff. Before you know it, it's like, what else can you do to that thing? You know, I already got a face, you know, and next thing you know, you got a face. There you go, try a chin. If you want to try a chin, you could do, like I said, take from here to here, baby kisses. Take that measurement. Oops, I'm knocking hectares over left and right. My nose from the top here to the
oh we
bottom.
are Hector
I'm gonna
bowling.
call it an inch, Rob. I'm gonna call it an inch because the bottom of his nose is a little lower. So if you went from here to here, and then you went down an inch from here to there, you draw that line right there on that inch mark. That's where you should put your chin, baby kisses. And his mouth should be halfway in between, from the bottom of his nose to his chin. That's how the dimensions that you'll probably hear from most carvers.
By the hair of my chinny chinchilla.
Me, I like to make them abstract. I'll make his chin. I'll bring his chin all the way down here and make a face and make it long. I like the more weird they look, the funner they are to me. Yeah, yeah. The more off the wall they are, the cooler they are to me. I don't know. I like characters. Who said they have to be
Yeah,
perfect?
I
But
like characters work fits me fine.
yep, yep, yeah. See the exaggerated features. The not quite realistic. That's the stuff that's interesting. That's the fun stuff. Look at that cowboy. He's awesome, Rob.
All he needs is a backwoods cigar, and you'd be fine.
You gotta love him.
Hector Cowboy.
Yep, I've made some stuff. I look at it and they just crack me up. You know, just crack me up every time I
This
look
is
at them. You know, that's my eyebrows ain't that big, Rob. Jeez,
I've seen your eyebrows snatch small birds out of the sky.
like praying mantis claws. I wasn't snatching birds. I'm nice to birds. They just get tangled in them when they fly by, Rob. I don't snatch though.
Kevin kept waking up with a sweet taste in his mouth. He found a friggin' honeybee nest in his eyebrows.
Yesterday I was carving one time in my yard, Rob, and I'm Italian. I'm pretty hairy. Yeah, I'm carving in my tank top outside, and I'm just outside in the sun, and one of them little chickadees come up, and it freaking landed on my shoulder while I was carving, and I was like, "What the hell, bird?" And he grabbed a piece of my chest hair, plucked it off, and took off, and it hurt. I was like, "That freaking bird just plucked the hair off me. He was building a nest with my chest hair." I was like, "I can't believe that bird."
Well, he couldn't find no baling wire, so he had to use your chest hair.
I went in and told Bing, I was cracking up. I said, "You would not believe, I wish I had that on video. That freaking bird just pulled a chest hair on it. It was sticking out the top of my tank top, And he just landed on my shoulder, and I was like, "Yeah, that's cool. Little bird just landed on me." And think he pulled it off and left. And I was like, "You little son of a," he freaking plucked my chest hair. He's building a nest with it.
Did
I said, "Don't think you're
Did
coming
you
back
call the
for more."
police?
Yeah, no. It was funny, though.
Bodily injury?
My son saw it. He was cracking up. He's like, "Did that bird do?" I said, "You plucked the freaking chest hair off me."
See?
Yep.
Smell like corn.
I thought he was just saying hello. He's like, "What's up, dude?" And you're pink and flew away.
I'm cold. I need a blanket.
Unbelievable. I don't know what it is with
I'm
me and
taking.
animals. Me and the freaking animals. I don't know. I'll tell you, turkeys walk in my shop and lay down and stuff. It's like, had a bear walk in my garage when I was painting. I told you that story. Just laid down. I was like, "Holy crap, how am I going to get out of my garage? This bear won't leave." He laid down while I was painting in my garage. Yep. Crazy.
I wanted to be a model for you.
He's just like, "I'm not leaving until you give me something." And I was like, "I can't give you something because you just blocked the door to my kitchen. That's the way I get in my kitchen from my garage." I had to call the wife, and she was throwing saltwater taffy at it. We just came back from the shore. She threw a bunch of saltwater taffy, ate the whole box while he was laying down, wrappers and all. And then he was like, "Okay, I'm good." And he finally got up and left. And I was like, "Holy crow." He was in between me, my painting easel, and my kitchen door. In the middle, my garage door was open. Yeah.
Sounds like he was used to people feeding him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was on the development. He was one of the bears that, everybody knew. He had a big white V on him, big black bear, but he had a big white V on his neck. We called him V, but I was like, yeah, V for Vreeland. But yeah, that sucker came right in, laid down, and would not leave until he ate a whole box of saltwater taffy. Yep. That was something else. I was like, I cannot leave my garage. I had a skunk come in and get my dog food one time, too. He just went right in the bag, and then he was like, tipped the bag over. He crawled in the bag, and I had to go over and kick the bag, like, with my foot a little, like, "Hey, get out of the dog food, move." And he, like, went, and he stiffened up real quick. And I was like, don't Don't go setting off nothing. And he backed out and he looked at me and he just kind of sauntered out of the garage because my door's open. And these critters just walk in. It's like in the middle of the day. What the hell? Yeah, all kinds of critters do that to me. But remember, I was talking to you the one day. I was showing you the turkey, Rob, and 10 minutes later, what did I have? I had a bird sitting here on my a little baby. You told me what kind of bird you thought it was. I thought it was a baby robin or something. But he could like
It's
half
a
fly.
European swallow.
Yeah, he just like landed right where I was carving, like 2 feet from me, and he sat there. And I'm talking to Rob. I'm going, I got a buddy. I got another buddy. He's just hanging out. Yep. He was just hanging out, watching me carve. All right, back to carving. Enough old man stories. That's it's a
At
good
least
life.
you didn't have a
I can't
4-foot
complain.
blue racer break into your shop.
I've had snakes. We got copperheads, and we got a snake in your shop.
Yeah,
Got
I went to scare him away, and he ran right in the friggin' shop.
racers ain't no. They don't hurt nobody.
I don't want to kill them because they're good. They eat the bug.
Yeah, they're actually pretty cool snakes. They're pretty. Some of them are real pretty. I've
They'll
had a
chase you
ring.
too.
Yeah, I've had a ring neck in my shop. That was pretty cool. He was cool. All right, so I'm just cleaning this up.
So I've been leaving the door open for him to leave. I don't know if he has or not.
You think he's still there? He's probably still in there somewhere.
Well,
If
the man here is gone. I haven't heard him.
Snake probably got him.
That's the new shop inspector, the snake.
It's a new shop. You won't need to call Amy Joe for any varmints because the snake will take care of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we live in the sticks. I live in the sticks. Rob's a pretty much a hillbilly too. Baby kisses. Deep woods. Yep. Oh, your daughter's
I
got
live so deep
a
in the
fair amount
woods,
of bow tie.
stuff doesn't even work.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been deer hunting and had a coyote chasing a deer right in front of me. The deer barreled out of the woods and the coyote was right on his tail. Another time I was in the woods and a bobcat walked like 3 feet from me. I looked at him. I was like, "You're a lot bigger than I thought you were in person, pal." He looked like a little cougar to me. I was like, "Whoa." Yeah. Had
I've had them
lots of
stalk
bear.
me.
Oh, yeah, bobcats? Yeah, this guy was
Yeah.
just he was pretty, but man, he made a wicked noise too. I was like, you could be kind of scary for a little kitty. Not so little.
It ain't the size that matters. It's them freaking.
Yeah, and they're pretty ornery. Yeah. At least I don't have no cougars flying around at me.
No, we just got the dog man.
Yeah, here in Michigan, right? I'm in the
Yeah.
Northeast. I could have sworn I seen a Sasquatch or two out in the woods. But people think I'm crazy anyway, so I keep my stories to myself when I see what the hell is that?
Do you remember the story about the farmer that shot like 150 rounds in his barn because Bigfoot was in it? It was in
In
Sussex, New
Pennsylvania?
Jersey.
Yeah,
No,
close, yeah. Yeah, people don't. You're in the woods,
I
you
live
don't
just
know.
down the road from that guy.
Yeah. That was probably my Uncle Guido. He gets drunk, he wanders around, ends up in someone's barn somewhere.
All their rabbits.
All right, where are we at? You didn't get it? Didn't get what? What you trying to get, baby kisses?
What
You might as
you
well.
want?
You might as well poke a hole and give them eyes, Rob.
No, that's his eye. That's his eyelids.
Oh, you didn't get Bigfoot? Oh, that's his eyelids. I got lots of way to do eyes, but this is just one way to get
Yeah,
eyelids in.
I like that way. That's pretty good.
Yeah, something new to play with, right? For sure.
Yeah.
I know.
You don't
I,
got.
yeah, there's lots of ways. I try to tell that to people. It's like, actually, I hate doing the whole ball thing and everything. I've made a lot of wood spheres that look pretty decent, and didn't do half the work on the eyes that you're supposed to show. That's why I always go, yeah, well, I
I mean,
know. Yeah. People go,
I really
that's
like.
not right, and I go, well, it looks okay to me.
I, I right there.
Yeah, I mean, you can give him. It depends on what he
It,
ends up looking like. Everybody's different,
you know, it makes it look like he's got his eyes just slammed really.
Yeah, it gives him a whole look. It looks like he's just sucked
You
on
know,
a
like
lemon or something.
I got a. I can't.
Yeah. All right, so we're here. Now I'm going plenty slow. I haven't heard from Perry. Perry, you still with me? You didn't slice any digits off or anything, did you? Or did we just bore you to sleep? I'm trying to stop and just go slow and talk to Rob like I always do. Yeah, they're different. Make what you want. Make him look like he's doing something. Yeah, I always say you should look at a carving and it should get some kind of emotional reaction, or you should be able to feel what he's feeling or something. Oh no, Perry, you got a gout tattoo? Oh, buddy. Are you wearing your glove or did you take it off?
Ooh, okay.
Yours looks like Bigfoot. Get your flex cut band
Instant
aids out.
glues.
Crazy glue. You like them,
Break out the crazy
You like them,
glue.
Jordy? We're just sitting here telling Bigfoot stories and mountain stories. Jordy got moose and elk up by him. He's probably got some stories. You had to take the glove off.
Vancouver for 100 years.
Well, he's probably got. I know he's got elk. He's got to have elk, right? You got elk up there, Jordy? Oh, your hands are sweaty. Yeah, that's why my voice is tinny. I gotta have the fan on me tonight, man. Getting faster. I've been waiting for him to carve. Man, I carved 3 secret hectares while I'm waiting for Rob to do his stupid eyebrows, Jordy.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? You can either be good and fast or good and bad, and
I can be fast. I can be fast and bad. That's for sure. I just
I know Bing
I'll
was
make
telling me
something out
about
of
it.
it though. You do get to the point though, no matter what you do, you just you make something out of it anyway. When you get to that point, it's like every piece of wood turns into something. In the beginning, it was like every piece of wood was most of them were scrap, and then you come up with one carving and you go, "Oh, I'm gonna keep that forever. I love him. I'm gonna hold him and squeeze him and love him and hug him, and you don't want to get rid of it." And then at the end, you end up with me. I like me and you, Rob. I got a box of hectares. I don't know what the hell they're doing. They all look pretty good once I clean them up. You know, it's like, what am I gonna do with all these? You end up giving them
Well,
away.
your twin size turn into tea lights, like you're saying.
Yeah, well, that's usually what I do. I keep most of the top. I don't like doing this. When I'm making these carvings, I'm showing stuff like pushing this back and everything. But usually, I just like to leave it square so I can just drill me a nice little hole with a forester bit, and put a tea light in, and get rid of them. Yeah, you know. So, all right,
Now
now
you're
we
gonna
can.
have to glue up top to put the tea light in.
Yeah, and we got all these little cool little things. We can clean up. We can make his eyebrows more, you know, defined and put eyes in him or whatever. Didn't even give him secondary smile lines, but he's kind of got. You see this little flap of skin right here? Let's make that a little detail. Let's add some more pieces of skin hanging. What the heck? He's just an old dude like me. Now he's got a secondary smile line there. They don't have to go all the way up through the nose, or I could cut right through that cheek and take it all the way up to this eye line right here. You know, But I'll come down right under his chin here, or not his chin, but under that little bag, and give him a little. Take a little wood out. Another line to look at and go, what the heck, man? There's a lot going on in this little nobody carving, you know? Just gives him more detail. And if it's a sharp corner, shave it off a little. Just any place you can find to stick something, stick it there, you know? And then I'll even add some deer. See, under those cheeks there, I might just start his beard right there. I'll just keep going and make it beard. Look. A couple of lines off of that. Start his beard right under those.
Mhm.
Now he's starting to get detail there, you know? And you can take that all the way down and just start messing with him. Man, I really want to dig his nose out here, but I got that stop cut I put in when I was first putting the nose in. I made a stop cut here, and that goes all the way down to his mustache. So I'm really trying to be careful here, or I'm going to lose that nose. Because it needs to be dug in a little more. But that's a hairy spot because of that cut. I don't want to mess up my whole Hector here. Well, he's a Henry now. He's got eyelids. So I might just have to leave him for that and clean
Hey,
him up a
Jordy.
little bit later. So that's what
How
we
did
got.
I miss that?
It's Billy. Billy who?
Billy May.
No, I haven't, Jordy. I'm still working with Amazon stuff. I have to get me some of it, but I haven't had the chance to really go. The wife got me busy in the garden. Haven't had a chance to really go on that website. But I'm going to. The Heineke stuff. Well, you want to try some of that basswood? Yeah, it looks like it carves really nice. If you're learning knife carving, it's best to. You'd probably want to get some decent basswood because basswood can give you a problem, especially if you're beginning with the hand tools. It just starts digging up in spots, and the grain goes every kind of which way. See, Rob's still cutting his forehead and stuff. Oh, they don't ship to Canada. That's a bummer. Shipping's outrageous nowadays. That's like I'd like to try some of that olive wood you were carving. You know, you're saying, "Oh, I got to send you some, Kevin." I was like, "Don't bother, Jordy. That's got to be way too. That's too much just to give me a piece to play with. It's real expensive to ship anything right now. You know, I appreciate it though. You know, but wow, I mean, it's out of control. The prices. And by the way, I do believe that is birch that you're carving. I know you're saying you think it was aspen and stuff. I tend to agree with Rob. I carved a lot of birch, and you do have birch, and you got beech. They're two different things. But alder, I really couldn't.
Really different.
Yeah, they're very different with bark and stuff, and the consistency and the way they carve. But birch is a good carving wood, but that bark definitely looks like birch to me. We have plenty of birch around where I live, and that it pretty much looks the same.
Yep.
Yep, them Pennsylvania people, they stick together. It does look like birch, though. If you get it tested and we're wrong, no. Yeah, I couldn't really speak on alder. I never carved it, and I really haven't seen it, so I couldn't. You might be right, like Rob said. I don't know. To me, if I would see it in the woods, I'd be like, "Ooh, there's a piece of birch. There's a piece of birch."
Yep. Me too.
Another piece of another thing you can do off of this. You see this one bag right here, guys? Let's run a couple of wrinkles off of that. Give them a little bit more, character there. It's just how many wrinkles can you give a dude? Where are you picking it up? Is that around you, or do you have to travel to it, Jordy? Because man, if you have birch around you and you can collect that stuff, it makes some nice carvings.
Good axe handles too.
Yeah, it's good wood. See, we're just relaxed and just chatting tonight, just carving. How much detail can we put on a Henry before it becomes a freaking Harold? You know? How's your boo boo, Perry? That sucks when you dig a gouge into yourself. I've dug my. They hurt too because they're a poke. They're not a cut. I'd rather have a slice from a knife than a poke. They're just smart.
Well, yeah, that you're not just getting a straight line; you're getting a shape.
Yeah, it's a U shape. I told you, you got a nice U shaped little tattoo.
Now, if you just have two ink,
Yep.
I finally got to strop this knife. Time since I
Perry got a
started carving with it.
Perry got a Bigfoot Harold. That's good. Hey, Bigfoots are popular. I've had a lot of people ask me, "Hey, can you carve me a Bigfoot?" I have one guy used to ask me all the time. Finally, I made him a chainsaw one. I did two of them for him. He bought both of them. Oh, you barely got
All
it
the
done.
big,
That's good. Yeah, you can't keep them. That's for sure. There's people that are heavy into Bigfoot. They'll collect them in a minute.
I only
All
got
right,
one Bigfoot that nobody's taken from me,
now the
and I think it's because of this hairdo.
he's funny. He's fun. I like him. Rob, you cover a lot of
He's
mushrooms.
looking
I'm
for.
telling you, you gotta make mushrooms and put faces on them. I don't know why you're not putting faces on your mushrooms, man.
I
I
do.
carve mushrooms with the chainsaw. I get the Dremel out and I make faces on them. Oh my god, you can't keep them. People they lose their minds. You make planters out of them, make whatever you want, or just make mushrooms. Yeah, well, just make them even the little ones. I'd make mushrooms this size with my knife and I gave you all the mushroom patterns. You see them faces? I carve those. I just carve them. Every expression I can make on a mushroom is they're fun. This is just a paintbrush, Jordy. I just use it to brush it. So I use it for my carvings because I like to brush them off. But it's just a paintbrush. Not really a rounded. Just in a pack I got at the hardware store. It's an Ace paintbrush, Ace Hardware. You know, but that's my one brush I use for dusting off my carvings. I don't use it for painting.
I was
Now,
there today.
yeah, oh yeah, I walk in Ace, they love me. Nope, just a paintbrush.
I
That's just
needed
like soft though.
two. I needed 2-part epoxy and crazy glue.
There you go. Yeah, I'd grab if I saw a paintbrush on the ground, it was in good shape. I'd grab it. I'd use it to brush off carvings and stuff. I sweep my table off and stuff with it. I got big dustpan brush and everything, but this works great for carvings. Just beep, 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 it's good for sweeping up things too. Clean my table off. All right, what else? You guys ready to do something else? It seems round to you,
I'm
really?
cut.
I don't know. I
I'm,
think
I'm
it
cutting
might be rounded from all the
cutting my
years of doing it.
cutting snot holes in mine.
Are you? Yeah, I think it's a flat one, but maybe it's. Does this even say? It's just a 1 inch brush, 25.4 millimeters. don't know if it has a special roundedness to it or not. It might just be for me brushing with it for years, but I think it was just a basic paintbrush that's might have a slightly rounded bristle to it. I don't know. Rob got a round one. That's because Rob has to be special and different. You can't just buy a normal paintbrush. You got to buy a round one. I got rounded ones for painting though. My smaller brushes.
This is actually an acid brush, like when you're using a parts cleaner.
Yep,
It's got really good stiff bristles.
yep. I got some of those too. I got my brass brush. My brass brush. I'll use that for cleaning out my carvings. You know, good brass bristle. If I got, you want to get fuzzies out, take a good brass brush and brush your carving down. That'll take all the little fuzzies and everything off of it. You know, yeah, they work
Like
great.
this
And I
one.
even, yep, I even have my little tuft
There,
here that's for digging. You know, but yeah,
does yours
brass
have a
brush.
magnet on it to hang it up?
Oh, shut up, Bob. No, it doesn't. It's
Mine
not the kind
does.
of brush or how many magnets you have or how big it is. It's how you use it, Rob. See, he's always gonna have. Does yours have a magnet on it? He does that to me with everything. Rob, look what I got. Isn't this fun? Ooh, do you have the super duper super deluxe model that like like the work sharp that you sharpen some of your knives? Rob, I got that. Oh, do you have the new model? I got the blah, blah, blah. Oh, shut up, Rob.
I got the professional Kin Onion model.
Yep. Actually, all my knives I got laying here. I got all these. Some of these knives are 20 years old. You know, some of them aren't. That one's not 20 years old, but like some of the old knives that I'll regrind and stuff. These things have been around forever. Well, I showed you the knives I was sharpening the other day. Where what I had like 12 knives out. I haven't bought. I did buy a new detail knife after the flood, but I found a box with all these old knives with broken blades and stuff. I ground them all up, reshaped them, resharpened them. Now I got like 12 knives I can use, and you're making me one. You know, I'll just
Yeah,
keep
that'd
recycling.
be
You know.
ready to come out. That should be shutting off here any minute, as a matter of fact.
How's your back doing? Should we get moving on our Hector? Everybody should be caught up now. I mean, Perry made himself a Bigfoot. Baby kisses. I don't know what she's
Oh,
doing with hers,
I'm
but hers. You're
I
good.
got all messed up before I came.
Well, we could do a couple. Let's do a little detail. We got the new thing I showed you was eyelids. I showed you this cheek right here. We did a lip, trying to cover stuff that we haven't covered. We covered a lip before, though. Certain lip. Let's tone his eyebrows down. Now his eyebrows, you can take your V tool and go straight down. Just don't hit your eyelid now, though. If you got eyelids in the Henry, right? You could soften his eyebrows by using your gouge if you want, or you can leave them the way they are. I just like taking little cuts and bites out of them, taking any sharp corners off, giving them a little bit of texture up there. You can use the big gouge, you can use the smaller gouge. Any sharp corners I kind of like to take off and give them a little bit more, softer look. So I'll just go around and dig those up just a little bit, not too deep. I don't want to take my eyebrow off. I do want to insinuate some kind of movement up there, some kind of hair. And if I really have to have lines, I'll run my V tool through those. See, now I could leave him like that, and that would insinuate that he has hair. Actually, I could even use a smaller gadget, and it would look more like hair. You know, like a soft type of hair instead of hard V-tool lines. You have less of a chance of chipping your wood too if you use a gouge than with a V-tool. And then you can soften it up even more by, where's my little piece of emery? Just to mix up different looks, you know? Just hit it a little bit, soften him up, and now he's got some soft little eyebrows. Um, that's what we're here for, Tarek. I actually wasn't even sure if you were still here. I'm glad you are, though. Yeah, we're just chilling. Just chilling, making a face. You know, nothing like carving with a bunch of friends and people are carving with you, and you know, we can all learn something together. It'd be great if you could actually see everybody's thing, though. Thanks, baby
I
kisses.
know it all already.
Yeah, we can't all be blessed like Rob.
Yes,
Yeah,
sometimes God isn't fair.
me and Rob were doing this one night. We just went live just so we could carve together and didn't put the live on, and we hung out for hours just doing this, just talking and bullshitting. You know, it was like, wow, we should do that. We should just go live and do it because you start explaining stuff to each other. You laugh about what the other guy's doing. You come up with ideas, and you just have fun. You know, hey, Rob's taking that big. You got that big U gouge going on. I got one of those. Yeah, they make nice eyebrows too. Now we can put hair on them. I can take my V tool. I like to actually insinuate a couple of lines. You know what? I got a line here I don't like. I'm gonna get rid of that. Hold on. And just give him a character line or two with your V tool. Like his eyebrows go up, so I like to give him, you know, one or two deep lines there. Just kind of giving that look like he's got those muscles, you know, flexing a little bit, making his eyes do that. A little bit on each side. Sometimes I just outline the eyebrow just a little bit with one of those lines just to dig it in a little. And a forehead line or two going across the top, or three, oh, 3 or 4. You know, just detail them up.
I I haven't uncovered enough forehead to do that yet.
I can even come to the corners of the mouth and just put a line there and a line here, just to give him a little bit more in his mouth. And then go right from there and start doing hair. So I'm going to go around and start using just my V tool, going right off the wood. Be careful, Perry. Don't get your hand in the way. Make sure it's below the wood here. The V tool comes off the wood pretty quick. All right, and get some
Again,
hair going down the sides. Right, with your
yeah,
V tool.
everybody's gonna think he's allergic to the sun if he has a U and a V stuck in him.
You just
What's this
start.
mean? UV? He's allergic to the sun.
You just start going down and giving him hair where you want. You know, under his beard here. Let's give him a little movement there. Some long S's. Maybe a center piece of hair first. You know, nothing like some sharp V tool cuts to get some hair going. You know, and sometimes just not overdoing the hair is a better look than giving him too much. You know, so you can play with that as much as you want to. Everything's just experimenting, you know. Yeah, he's definitely a Henry now. See, he's a little bit more detailed than a Hector, isn't he? You see the difference now, guys? Yeah, poor old Perry. Hector bit him. It does happen. Sometimes he's just not in the mood. And sometimes I'll even take my V tool and I'll run it through that nose. Just enough to clean it up and get a little more depth or shadow in my nose.
That was a good trick I learned from you too.
Yeah, because yeah, we just sometimes just around here, you can clean it up really good. And like I said, I've seen a few people with videos. I'm not going to mention names, but I've seen a lot of carvers really poo-poo that. Say, oh, you never use your V tool on your nose. You use your V tool. I mean, whatever you got to use. I mean, if you're making a realistic face, yeah, you don't want to cut out your whole nose with a V tool. There's all kinds of stuff. But if it can help you fix your carving, I mean, use what you got. Yeah. Sometimes that V
Especially when you're
tool.
trying a lot of shadows like this.
Yeah, I mean, to me, shadows are everything. The more shadows you got, that's what carvings are about. It's gonna make your carving pop. I mean, you can learn techniques over and over, but every carving you can apply different ones, and you can mix and match them. You don't have to do every carving the same, and every rule does not apply to every carving. Like I said, everyone knows. Oh, the nose comes the furthest off the face, and of course, we all say that, and we tell people that. Why? Because it's true most of the time, but not every nose has to. What kind of luck
Oh,
do
look
you
at
have if
Rick
it
from
doesn't?
Gold Rush.
Yeah, I've seen people. I hang with a lot of Asian people. I tell you, half of their noses are not halfway up. I've seen people with lips out to here and their noses way back. It depends on. Every rule's meant to be broken. Is my point. You can't really take everything that you learn and you use it, you utilize it, but never cast it in stone and say, oh well, if I don't do it that way, that it's not necessarily wrong either. Everybody's got something to offer. Everybody can, yeah. I mean, take it all, absorb, and then freaking make it your own. And if you don't like one
Not
look,
to
try it
mention the
another
people
way.
you see after you smoke the bowl. Oof.
I don't know. I couldn't imagine what I would carve if I was doing that.
You carve cowboy Kevin Kung Fu guys. That's what you do.
Yeah, you've come up with
You
some.
carve you carve gnomes with their butt hanging out.
Yeah, that is an original Hector. I never did that one, Rob. I was telling you last week. I don't know, Rob. That's not the first Hector gnome, but that is the first Hector gnome that has his butt hanging out. I do not believe I've ever
Aha!
carved. I've never carved a Hector with his butt hanging out. I carved a lot of gnomes. I know I have carved butt hanging outs, but I think I gave him eyes. It wasn't exactly a Hector. I've done them stuck in chimneys. The Santa Claus is stuck in the chimney and with his pants down and all kinds of stuff. But I never just had a bare ass Hector like that, which is pretty funny. So you do have the original Hector with his Heiner hanging. All right, I can just give him some hair now, guys, and you're Hector. Well, you're Henry. You should be a Henry by now if you gave him some kind of eyelids. If not, you just keep practicing your Hector. You know,
Or
Hector. I do that a lot to Rob. Sitting there carving, I end up with some kind of goofy face, and I send it to him. Hector. He does it to me a lot too. You never
long
know what
live
the
the
other guys.
Hector.
Hector. Especially when you get a lineup of them. It's like, holy crap.
You can look back at them and decides which ones are your favorite.
Yeah, you're just like, what the hell? How many you got? I don't know. I got this guy. Did you do one of these? So, but that would be a Henry. He's a little bit more. than a Hector. And we didn't even give him hair yet. You know. Okay, Perry. Send us pictures of your Bigfoot or post them so we can see them. You're welcome, boss. Thanks for coming.
Perry leaving.
Yeah, Perry's
See you later,
got
Perry.
he's got the wifey thing to do, the family thing. I know what he means. Yeah, we're done. I mean, I'm probably not even gonna give this guy hair. We'll save it for another lesson.
He's
Hopefully
probably
these
going to
lessons.
get stitches.
He's secretly going to sew his thumb back on.
Well, if these guys ever shut up, I need my finger glued back on.
So that's what we came up with today, guys. That's my Hector. But Henry,
Ta-da!
my Henry. Ta-da! Henry. I like the expression on yours, Rob. Look at them eyes. That's good. Take care of it.
Been
Glad
con-
you're okay.
been constipated for a month.
Yep. So I'm just gonna
I'll go
clean
through and
mine.
clean this. I'm going to
Yep.
go through after we get off this live and go ahead and give them beard hairs and stuff.
Yeah, I gotta clean mine up. I got a little bit of choppy spots here, but I think we covered pretty much stuff. You're welcome, baby kisses. Thanks for showing up. Yeah, Perry got super blue. Super glue. He's okay. Yeah, he does look
I
tired.
just bought a brand new bottle of the Loctite stuff.
Oh yeah. What are you epoxying your blades in with, Rob?
JB Weld,
Oh, you use JB Weld?
high strength. Yes, the JB Weld epoxy.
I made some nice knives, and them blades are still in there. I used PC7. You ever use that?
That's what I used right there.
Yeah, the dual epoxy. JB Weld works
30
too.
bucks now.
Yeah, it's getting expensive. Yeah.
But these two bottles will last me a long time.
Oh yeah, especially you only need a dab for knife handles.
Oh no,
Well, you know what
I
I mean.
slam them together, man.
As opposed to how much is in the bottle. You're not using, too much.
I found this piece of wood.
We got
It's Hollywood.
holly.
Yeah, I was thinking about making your
I've,
knife handle out of it.
I've never carved holly. I know it's pretty hard, huh?
Oh yeah, it looks like it's got a pretty interesting grain. Almost like it looks like a river because it goes here and then it comes back.
You know what I was trying the other day? Let me put my little carving down here. And I was sharpening my knives, Rob. Look, this is the bad part. This is red cedar. It's real red right here. It carves really nice. It was carving. Over here, it's just all the wormy bad part. And I ended up with checking all my knives to make sure, oh, wow, I can carve with my chip carving knife. I can carve my rough out knife works on it, even little beavercraft knives, sharpened. So beavercraft doesn't
I
make
got
bad.
one right here.
They don't make bad handles. I like the feel of their handles. They're kind of like a flex cut, This is a beavercraft blade right here.
No,
I made my own up
these things
swing.
are so friggin' thin.
They don't epoxy them into it though.
No, the blade came right out of.
Yeah, I've had them happen too. Now this old flex cut. Look at, do you see the point on that one, Ro?
Oh yeah, you ground that a few
I
times.
ground that down, but you should see how you can get with this one. If I want to look at how you can dig with that right in. You see how that puff? The shape of that upsweep that I put in it is meant just for doing eyes. Look at that. So I made that. It's got an actual like a little upsweep to it almost, right at the very tip.
That's
But
how these
it's right at the
that's
very
how
tip
these
that
knives
I
came
ground.
about.
Yeah, I ground it right at the very tip, just this little tweak, and sharpen the shit out of it. And now it's like, see, you learn all these little things when you're in our field. You make your own stuff. And it's just out of a beat up old flick cut blade. You know, I sharpen the whole thing, reground it. And now that's if I have a tough spot in an eye, that's a good little knife. So that's on my table now. And it's going through red cedar. This board's tough, you know. So that's a little practice. But
I'm
yeah,
liking these knives.
so that's the Hector.
They let you get right in them little tight, tiny little spots and clean them out.
Yep. Oh yeah, it's sharp. That's for sure. Red cedar's fun to whittle. If you can get in that really good red cedar, you know, if you can get good red cedar, that's just an old post, but pieces of it carve really good, and other pieces are all wormy and stuff. But we gave this guy
Talking
pretty
about
much detail. I'm
talking about
looking at this
juniper.
guy, huh? Juniper?
You
Yeah,
talking about juniper?
pretty much. That's what our red
I've
cedar is
got
around here.
a I've got a wicked piece of juniper.
Yeah, juniper. I got them growing
It's the
everywhere
elbow.
here. Oh yeah,
It's the elbow cane.
Nick. I just gave him a little more. That does at the end of his eyebrow. Yeah, put some lines and get those. A whole different look. Just bam. I got a lot of red cedar around here, but it's more of a juniper. You know, Jordy's the one with the great red cedar. He's got that western red cedar. You want to talk about some awesome carving wood? Holy crap! Especially chainsaw carving. Yeah.
I've
The only
got
thing
some.
about juniper is nice, but you end up with that half white, half red, which works in carvings if you can pull it off. And the face, like the sapwood, is really white. It's really nice. And then you hit the red, and then half of your carving's red and the other half's white. And if you're doing a face, that can screw it up, or it can work to your benefit. You know, I did an Indian one time, and it came out awesome because it was like right down the middle. Half of him was red, and the other half was pure white, and it looked like he painted himself that way. But then other times, it just messes up your whole face, and it just doesn't fall where you want it to. And so junipers,
My father was Indian. My mother was white.
yeah, he was like right down the middle. Though it was pretty cool looking. I have pictures of that somewhere. But now and then the works good with you, and other times it can work against you. Depends on the carving you're doing. Faces especially. Now, if you're doing designs, then it's just awesome. You can really use that. Jody does that a lot. He'll take that wood and make it sing with, use the colors of the wood. And but if you're doing a face, it can work, like I said, for you against you. If it falls in the right place, that's good. And if it doesn't, you go, well, I wish the wood was just that color all the way through. I've had both. What'd you do, Rob? What did you
If your
do, Rob?
colors weren't matching the way you want them to.
Oh, yeah. I thought you did something. Well, I'm running out of places to put lines. I'm sure I could find another one, though. Hmm. That's just me. How many more lines can I put in this guy? Hey, get one right here. Even dress them up in his eyes. So, play with it. So, as you can see, guys, if you're still here, there are many things you can do to a boring old Hector. And he starts looking totally different. Or to any face for that matter. So how much detail are you really putting in when you think about it, when you make one, right? Okay, baby kisses. Well, we're about to sign off. We don't want to hold everybody here till 12. Me and Rob just keep carving anyway. So I'm probably going to end the live here. You done, Rob? Let's see yours before we sign off. I'm going to go get something to eat. I got a BLT waiting for me. Thanks, baby kisses. I cleaned him up so he looked better.
Yeah, I'll give this guy more hair.
Yeah, I got a lot of cleanup to do when I look up close. Then my eyes will see where I need to clean them. But
Yep. Sometimes it's come back to it.
yeah, I have a lot of cleanup to do. But they are what they are. You know. Good night. See everybody later. Take us out, Rob.
Be awesome, man, and we will catch you on the next one. All right. All right.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Hasta la vista.